Hi everyone, today we're going to go over the best dental marketing ideas in 2021. This is going to be the top 3 ideas that you can use to inevitably grow your practice. Without further ado, let's jump right into the first idea. So the first idea I wanted to get into is, are you experimenting? It's really important, especially in marketing, to be on top of your game, to really be figuring out new ways of reaching your audience, new ways of connecting. This goes a lot further than just in marketing, but also just experimenting within your practice. What does your research and development look like in terms of wanting to grow your practice, in terms of wanting to expand? If you're doing the same things that you've been doing, you're going to inevitably get the same results. So it's important to experiment. It's important to think about how you want to change and think about different experiments that you can run in order to grow. Now, it's important to experiment, especially if you want to do volume. You don't have to start a Discord channel or start a show on Netflix, but I'm just trying to get you in the headspace of thinking bigger, thinking beyond what you thought in the past in terms of marketing. There's a lot of different ways you can reach someone and get their attention. So just be thinking of new ways that you can do that. Some guidelines in terms of experimenting, some rules rather. Make sure it's not expensive. Make sure it's time sensitive, meaning if it's not working out, feel free to cut it off within a month or shorter. And make sure it's not immoral, meaning you're not doing anything shady, or this kind of goes without saying, but just make sure you're not breaking any laws or doing something that you shouldn't be doing in order to bring people in. The next idea I want to cover is focusing on your sales system. Now, not a lot of dentists spend time thinking about how they're presenting cases to their patients. They don't really think about kind of the process in which it takes to take someone just coming off the street to knowing you, liking you, trusting you, coming into the office, and then signing up for care, either for a root canal, an implant, something else. So it's important to have that process in mind, have something written down, have something, an SOP, a standard operating procedure of how you're bringing that patient, how you're bringing those patients through that process in order to not only grow your practice, but also help more people. Another thing I want to mention is it's not enough just to bring a lead in. You also have to kind of handhold that patient until they sign up for care, or until it's appropriate for them to accept a service. Think about how you're presenting cases. There are systems out there, and there are ways of presenting information, of structuring that meeting that convert better, that can compel someone to sign up for care, make it more likely for them to do so in one system versus another. A great way to do that is to look at who's already created that system. One of the leaders I like to talk about in this space is ClearChoice. They've had over 90,000 implant patients, not bread and butter patients, implant patients. So you think about someone going through this system literally 90,000 times and it being successful. So you want to model your system based on what's already working out there. I made a video kind of diving into depth into their process. It's called Doubling Your Implant Production. Feel free to check that out. It's probably in recommended. If not, it's just somewhere on my channel. Feel free to find it. Really shortly, I'm just going to cover what they do in that meeting. So they tailor the case to the patient. They have an incredible patient experience by having a concierge or a front desk person follow them around, kind of leading them through the whole entire process of the appointment. And then they also have options when it comes to pricing. So different materials. They have price references from other implant dentists in the area, or other regular prices of the industry, to make sure that the patient knows the other options out there, and to really present their case as the most reasonable, the most compelling option on the list. Feel free to check out that video. Again, Doubling Your Implant Production. I think that's what I named it. Feel free to check that out if you want to. The third and final idea I want to cover is focusing on your patient experience. Can't stress this enough. It's kind of like the foundation of your house. If you skip patient experience and just start building the roof or the upper floor, it's going to be difficult keeping patients. It's going to be difficult keeping staff, creating a positive work environment. You can just go down the list. I guess another analogy is if you have a bucket and it has a hole in it, and you're trying to fill it up, it's never going to get full. It's just going to get as high as wherever that hole is in the bucket, if that makes sense. So really focus on your patient experience. I made a video on this in the past. Feel free to find it. I'll have that. I'll link it in the video, in the little eye icon. So that should be useful if that's something you need to work on. If you want help for growing your practice, feel free to let me know. I have a link in the description to my calendar. It's going to be a 15-minute one-on-one Zoom call with me. We'll sit down, we'll talk about your marketing situation. I'll hear what you're doing, and if there's a way I can help you, I will. If not, I'll give you the best advice that I can, and we'll leave the meeting, end the phone call as friends. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to go ahead and do that. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.